COVID-19 has affected nearly every aspect of our lives, including possible tax implications for unemployment benefits and stimulus checks. Plus, an important tax credit for military members who served in combat zones is about to expire. The Commissioner of the Department of Revenue, Cynthia Bauerly, explains.
Through a combination of federal and state benefits, many Minnesotans have been relying on unemployment income due to job losses during this pandemic. Is unemployment taxable income?
Yes, unemployment and insurance payments are taxable. And when you work with Deed to set up your account, for much of those regular benefits, you can choose to have your income tax withheld. However, for the special benefits that have been provided during COVID, that additional $600 and now the new additional $300, that is not an option. And so you do need to make sure that you're thinking about that as you receive those payments. Maybe you set a little bit aside. Depending on your financial situation, you may owe quarterly taxes as anyone who doesn't have withholding apply to them. They would pay quarterly. So you could take a look at our website and make sure that you're paying quarterly. And if you don't pay quarterly, this will all get sort of trued up as you complete your taxes next spring here in Minnesota. You might wind up with a larger tax bill because you have not had withholding pulled from those payments. And so we don't want anyone to be surprised next spring. We want people to plan ahead, and we're happy to work with folks as they need to make sure that they can calculate the right amount for those estimated payments. So give us a call or check out our website if you need some help with that.
So you're saying even right now, like let's say someone can't set aside the money or they're not sure if they should be paying quarterly, they can actually call a number or send an email or something to get that feedback right now?
Sure. So if you have a question, if you've been receiving the $600 top-off payments, for example, that expired, of course, but if you receive those for a couple of months this summer and you want to understand what the related tax would be for that, just give us a call or check out our website. You can do there's a calculator for making estimated payments. It will tell you what the payments will be. And then, as I mentioned, if you're not able to make those when you do come to tax time, you're going to owe that tax to Minnesota because it wasn't withheld. And you may wind up with some penalty or interest. Now, we have been working with customers impacted by COVID to waive penalty and interest. And so we will be working with folks next year as well. We understand COVID is such an unusual situation, and the economic impact from the pandemic has had a negative impact on many Minnesotans. And so we will work with folks as we move forward. But the best thing to do is to, as you receive those payments, set some aside, make those estimated payments. It's just a little bit different than when you receive your wages from your employer because they are already doing that withholding for you. So you can work with Deed on the underlying payment, but again, it's just not an option for those new payments that have come about, the $600 top off or that $300 that's now available here in Minnesota.
Well, and then let's turn to the stimulus payments, because many of us did receive a stimulus check several months ago as part of the COVID-19 economic stimulus relief. Do we owe taxes on that money?
You do not owe taxes on the stimulus payment. When the stimulus payment was created at the federal level, it was clearly defined as not taxable. And so it's not taxable at the federal level, it's not taxable at the state level. So different from payments. Unemployment insurance payments, whether it's the regular benefit that's been available in Minnesota for a long time, or the $600 or the $300, those UI payments are taxable. The economic stimulus payments are not taxable.
So free money.
Well, I think, yes, to the extent that you're not paying taxes on it, absolutely. Important stimulus at this very difficult time for everybody in Minnesota.
Now, I'd like to turn to some tax credits, because Minnesota offers special benefits to members of the military and their families. Examples are credit for past military service. There's also a credit for military service in a combat zone, and I understand that particular credit has a looming deadline. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes. Minnesota honors the service of our military members with a couple of different ways in our tax code. One of them, the military service in a combat zone. This is a refundable credit. So even if you don't owe any tax, this is a credit that you can claim. It's $120 per month that you served in a combat zone. Combat zone areas include the Arabian Peninsula, the Red Sea, the Gulf of Oman, the Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, a number of areas that are reserve, the Minnesota National Guard has been deployed to in the past few years, and other members of the military may have been as well. And so if you served in any of these areas, all the way back to 2016, you can still claim this money. So it's $120 per month that you served in one of those zones. If you served in those areas in 2016, you have until October 15th of this year to claim that refund. And it's a form that you fill out. It's called the M99. It's available on our website. If you go to our website and put military in the search box, you will come up with all of the different programs that we have available for military members, including the combat zone credit. So I really encourage people to take a look at that. If you have any time serving in our military overseas, you have several years to claim this. So you could wait until next year to claim your 2017 credit, or you could file that right away and we will get the money to you sooner, of course. This is an important credit, and for an average person who is filing this, the average refund is about $675. So it's a significant refund. Again, $120 per month served in a military zone overseas.
And so this has nothing to do with whether or not you filed taxes. This is a separate form that you submit.
It's a separate form that you submit. It's about one page. You describe, you fill out your demographic information, you tell us about your military service, and then you provide us with some information about your military service, including maybe pay stubs or other documentation of your time in a combat zone, and we send you a check.
Commissioner Cynthia Bauerly, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.